Hey folks, welcome back to my 3 cents here on the Crazy D Ranch in Rabbitry. Today we're going to talk about a very controversial subject, immigration. A topic that stirs up all kinds of strong feelings. Stick with me. We're going to approach this in a calm, common sense way using a little bit of biblical wisdom. Let me start with a little bit of an example. Let's picture your home, your family, your property. Now imagine you have 3 visitors. The first is a guest, someone you've invited, who respects your rules and leaves when it's time. Everybody's happy. This can be compared to legal immigration, people following the rules and entering the correct way. Then there's a squatter, someone who shows up uninvited, sets up shop, and maybe even blends in and expects certain benefits and privileges. You can be kind, even compassionate, but you also have to enforce the boundaries. And that's the challenge with undocumented immigration. And then there's the burglar, someone who breaks in, doesn't respect your home, your family, or your rules. That's a clear danger and must be treated firmly. It isn't about judging people. It's about understanding the law, order, and protection. In Leviticus 19, 33 through 34, when a stranger resides with you in your land, you shall not mistreat him. The stranger who resides with you shall be to you as a native among you, and you shall love him as yourself. For you were once strangers in the land of Egypt. We treat strangers with dignity. That's the moral compass. But love doesn't mean ignoring the law or leaving your home unprotected. And that's the balance we're going to talk about today. And by the way, if you're enjoying these discussions, make sure you subscribe, like, and share. It helps us keep the ranch running and helps bring more common sense conversations your way. And if you want to support the farm more directly, there's a donations link in the description below. The U.S. has nearly 2,000 miles of southern border. People cross it legally and illegally, and both come with consequences. Illegal crossing affects communities, schools, healthcare, and law enforcement. It's a human story and a policy story at the same time. Many people are fleeing real hardship. The question isn't whether they deserve compassion, it's how we handle it responsibly. Matthew 7:12, so whatever you wish that others would do to you, do also to them, for this is the law and the prophets. Compassion and justice together. We can care for people and still insist on lawful entry. Historically, our country has swung from more open to stricter policies. Today we have a patchwork system that is often unfair and difficult to enforce for both citizens and newcomers. Immigration laws in this country go back over a century, but they've struggled to keep up with reality. The policies can be underfunded, mismanaged, or politically manipulated. And when law isn't enforced consistently, it undermines the principle itself. In Romans 13:1 and 2, let every person be subject to the governing authorities. For there is no authority except from God, and those that exist have been instituted by God. Therefore, whoever resists the authorities resists what God has appointed, and those who resist will incur judgment. Respecting law is not about politics. It's moral and practical. That's what's often missed when the conversation turns to shouting matches. Now let's talk about the human element. Families, children, people fleeing real danger. We're called to love the stranger, but also to be wise. Proverbs 22:3 The prudent sees danger and hides himself, but the simple go on and suffer for it. Compassion must be tempered with wisdom. Structured, lawful pathways for immigration are essential. That's love in action, not reckless indulgence. Immigration impacts the economy, both positively and negatively. Agriculture, construction, healthcare all rely heavily on immigrant labor, but unregulated entry can undercut wages, strain resources, and create safety issues. 1 Timothy 5:8 says, "But if anyone does not provide for his relatives, and especially members of his own household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever." A nation must take care of its own first while extending mercy wisely. That's stewardship in action. So what can we do? Here's a good 6-step approach that we can take. 1, we need to secure our borders. Strong enforcement, but humane treatment. We need to streamline legal immigration, make it faster and fairer, and also merit-based. We should have guest worker programs, meeting labor needs legally. And we need to have clear consequences for illegal entry. That's enforcement without cruelty. And we should have a path for long-term, law-abiding, undocumented immigrants. There should be a probationary period, possibly fines for being here illegally in the first place, background checks, and we also need to address the root causes abroad. Economic aid to countries, anti-corruption, security support. Micah 6:8 says, "He has told you, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you? But to do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God." Justice, mercy, and wisdom. This is the balance that will protect the nation and honors God. Borders, blessings, and common sense go hand in hand. A nation without order can't show mercy effectively. But with law and wisdom, we honor every human life. Think about principles, not politics. Love the stranger, enforce the law, and protect the home. Thanks for joining me today. If you enjoyed this discussion, be sure to subscribe, like, and share, and consider supporting the ranch. It helps us continue bringing common sense conversations to you. I'll see you next time right here on the Crazy D Ranch. Same place, same common sense, same love of truth and country.